Hello, beautiful, and welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, my name is Jeannie. If you're returning, you already know that. I am so glad that you are here either way. If you're new, I hope by the end of the video, you'll decide to stick around. I would love to have you here. You guys, I am super excited. So if you're not new here, you probably will remember that in my recent videos, I was talking about some major life-changing events that were going down. There was also a story that is sad that happened, but there was a lot that's happened in this last week or two, and I've got to get you guys up to date on what is going on with me. I'm very excited to share some of this news and very sad to share some of the other news, but we're going to get through both of them, and then while we're doing so, we're going to create this look that I do have on right now with the new Natasha Denona My Dreams eyeshadow palette. I know that I am late to the game with recording a video with this. That's why it's not like a true sit down, swatch everything review, because if you were curious about this, you've already seen it somewhere else. But we're going to create this look together. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and I'm going to share all of my news with you. So if you're interested in that, definitely make sure to grab a drink, grab a snack, your pet, your cozy socks, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, feel comfortable, and let's get into it. All right, guys, with that out of the way, let's jump right into the video. So like I said, we're going to do a look with the new Natasha Denona My Dreams eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to do my life update reveal of what's going on that I've been telling you guys. And also, there was another thing that was really unfortunate and sad, and it is a little bit, it could be classified as a sensitive topic. So I just want to preface by saying that it might be hard to hear it, but this is, you know, it's like the circle of life, and these things, these unfortunate things do happen. But it did happen, and I want to share it with you guys. Now, typically if I was like getting a brand new palette on the market and doing a review, I would not mix that with, you know, giving you guys my life updates and all of that. I would just stick to the palette. But at this point, I'm late to the game with it. If you wanted to see a full review on the palette, you already have. Everybody and their sister already has one up. So this is just going to be just more like a chill video. We're going to use the palette, see what we think, see what we can come up with for a look, and it's going to be story time. Now, I do want to mention I am a little annoyed. When I opened this a few minutes ago before I started the video and I held it up to look at the shades, this one completely fell out of the pan, and you can tell I did repress it back in, but that really is a bummer because these palettes are not cheap. I have not used this palette on my eyes yet, but I did swatch that shade Vision and another shade too. I just couldn't help it, but I'm gonna have to be careful about how I'm holding the palette up, or this is going to be all over the place. And I actually just today, just a couple hours ago, had Stanley Steamer. If you're not familiar with who that is, they are a carpet cleaning company that come out and do like a massive deep clean on your carpet, and I literally just had them down here in my basement today cleaning, and that would be my luck that I have ground eyeshadow all over the floor on the very first day. So we're going to try not to do that, but we are going to jump right in. I do have my eyes primed and set and ready to go. So I'm just going to I'm going to grab like a fluffy blending brush, and we're going to start. I just want to think really quick about I think I'm going to try and do more of like a cooler toned purple look, possibly using maybe like this shade, maybe the darker one. And you know, I mean, if you know me, it's no surprise that I'm going to use that shifty shade that it's more than a duochrome. It's like I think it's God, I forget what it's called, triochrome shade, but it's very, very beautiful. It's definitely got like golden, greenish, pinkish, just very, very pretty. So what I'm going to do is, how do I want to start this? I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. It's probably a little darker than what I would normally start with as far as like a crease shade, but we're just going to go for it. This is the shade Aspiration, and I'm just going to start to, and I'm going to really take my time with building this color up and blending it out. Anyhow, okay, so for the first part of the story, I told you guys that I had some major changes possibly happening for me. I just wanted to make sure that I had all of the information before I started talking about it, and it is official. So if you're not new on the channel, unless I say I'm going into a different color, I'm just continuing on with the same color that I've already been using. I'll let you know if I'm going to switch colors. I'm just building this shade up. But anyhow, if you're not new here on the channel, you have probably heard me talk about that I have been in the restaurant industry my whole working life. 20 years this year, mostly as a server. And, you know, I've actually had people say to me, like, how come you don't get a grown-up job? Like, don't you want to do something different? And here's the thing. Sure, I could have went and done something different plenty of times, but it can be hard to leave behind the easy money. When you have a family, you've got kids, time is of the essence, you don't have any, even to like go to the bathroom by yourself, if you've got 2 toddlers, a teenager, you know, life. So it's really hard to leave behind a job that I can work 4 days a week and bring home $1,000 cash or more. So it's just, and also, unless you've been in the industry and you've been a server, it's not easy work. It is, it's hard. You got to deal with people. Not everybody is nice. You, at like the middle of like a dinner rush on the weekend, it's extremely high paced and high stressed. You got to learn how to, you know, be organized, chaos with a smile on your face while you're doing it. And, anyhow, that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, but I did accept the position of a general manager at a place called Novella's Pizza. It is in Milford. If you live in Michigan or you're familiar with Michigan, you might know Milford. It's a very cute, small, old money town, and I will be the general manager there. So they specialize in like specialty pizza, but they have a full bar. It's a full service restaurant. It's very, very cute in downtown Milford. And you guys, I am so excited. So I have been finishing out the last 2 weeks at my current position. My last day there will be this next coming Thursday, and then we'll actually start my new job while training for my new job. But what's cool is like my training is going to be probably a month long because there's a lot you have to learn for. It's not like a shift manager. You're not like, you know, doing your shift, managing and going home. The general manager has a lot more responsibility to it, and there's a lot of things in the job description that I need training on. So I'm really grateful that the owner, him and his wife are so nice, great people. As far as I can tell, I really like them both, and they're willing to kind of just take me under their wing, take their time with me, and teach me everything I need to know for success in this position. And you guys, I am so excited. I really am. I'm a little nervous. But I'm excited. So this also means another huge change. My 2 toddlers are like pandemic babies, and neither of them have ever been to daycare. So we've got daycare set up. Their first day is going to be this next coming Thursday. They're going to go Thursday and Friday, like a little trial run before I actually start my new job the following week. I'm not too worried about my 2-year-old daughter. She's a social butterfly. Now, my 3-year-old son is a little bit more shy, and I'm worried that he's going to have a hard time the first couple days, and I'm pretty sure that he will. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's going to, you know, just in case maybe that first day he never calms down, then I'm not actually at my new job, and I could go pick him up if I had to. So that's how we're going to do that. But I do think that it's going to be good for them. They've never been in any kind of classroom setting, and the socialization is going to be good. It's going to be good for mama to, you know, it's just good all the way around. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That it was one thing. And then we're going to move on with the eye look, and then I'll get into the story that happened to us that is not so great and might be hard for some of you to hear, but it was hard to go through, but it is what it is. So anyhow, what I'm going to do is I kind of really want to add a peekaboo of, oh, I keep forgetting about that shade, a peekaboo of like this more vibrant purple, but I think I want to get a little bit of a smaller brush so that I can control more where I'm placing the pigment. This is a little bit denser, less fluffy, and smaller. And I might go back in with a fluffier brush to blend some of this color out. But I just kind of want to give like a peekaboo of that vibrant purple in the look. Of course, we'll go and like clean up all of the edges, you know, when the look is complete. So I'm not really too worried about that right now. I just kind of want to get the pigment laid down. Now I am being really careful with this because mixing a purple like that with a darker shade, like a grayish toned shade, can, if you're not careful, it can go from cute to looking like you have a black eye pretty quickly. So just trying to avoid that, but still get some of that pretty vibrant color into the look. I used to be such a neutral girl, and you know what? I still am. I still love my neutrals, but I have really been enjoying playing with a little bit more color lately. It's just been a lot of fun, and I've really been liking the things that I have come up with lately with color. I've really been getting into that Ace Beauté Falling For You eyeshadow palette with those greens and those bright oranges, and just really been enjoying it. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. It's got like a peekaboo of that more vibrant shade. We're going to go into the shade Edgy. It's that deep dark purple, and I'm going to deepen up the very outer part with that. I'm trying to see what brush I want to use, and then we'll get into the next story here. Okay, I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to be very careful with this color, and I'm going to build it up slowly. So I'm going to keep going into the same color for now and just place and blend. Anyhow, so you may remember a video a couple weeks back where I said, so we had went for the holiday weekend, what was it, like Labor Day that we had last? And we went up north for the weekend, camping with family. And I came back and I filmed a video, and I told you guys that, you know, they had been in my house working on our kitchen. Guys, we've been home a month. This is a whole nother story we'll get into. We've been home a month, a little bit longer. We spent all summer in a hotel because of a small kitchen fire. Our whole kitchen had to be redone. We've been home a month and it's still not done. And we were gone all summer, displaced out of our home in a hotel room with the whole family. And it's still not done. There's like a whole story, but we're really close. My backsplash was just put up. It's beautiful. Anyhow, I'm getting into something else. Okay, so we were gone for the weekend. I have 2 cats and a dog at my house. And our cats are kind of like indoor outdoor cats. We have a dog door that is goes in from our laundry room, and they can get outside. We live backed up to the woods and on the water. So it is like a cat's dream out there, like hunting, you know, and, you know, being a cat. So they go in and out as they please. And because of that, it's not uncommon that like a day would go by where I wouldn't see one of them. Just they come and go. We have a large house as well. And, you know, sometimes they're hiding out in the basement, and, you know, I'm in and out work, the kids, you don't see them, you know, and it's just not something that's really that you think of, you know, you see them when you see them, right? You know, when they want loving or they want something, they're there. And anyhow, we came home from the vacation, and they had been in my house working on stuff while we were gone. And I thought they must have left a door open because there was about maybe 20 to 30 black flies flying around my house. Like, it was crazy. Well, the next day we went to bed. We went to bed, we got up, and all of a sudden my house was full of them. My house was full of flies, and the smell in my house was unbelievable. And I thought, oh my God, my cats do bring in what they get sometimes from outside to, like, you know how they are. They want to show you what they hunted. So I thought, oh my God, you know what? While we were gone, I'll bet you my cat caught something and it crawled in a vent somewhere and died. You guys, the smell was unbelievable, and my house had like 200 flies in it. I am freaking out. I am like, my husband was probably like ready to like pack his bags and leave because I was a basket case. Like, you know, so long story short, I call this company out. They're supposed to be expert on like finding, you know, I guess it happens. Animals die in heating ducts and this kind of thing. And it happens. It's unfortunate. So anyhow, they come out. The guy takes a look around, and he says he he doesn't, there's nothing that he can do for me, and that I should just look around better. And I thought at the time, what the hell? So I'm thinking, this guy, I'm supposed to pay you $100 to come out here and take a look, and you're telling me that there's nothing you can do for me and I need to look around? I was furious at the time. Then he says, I'm not going to charge you for today. And he left, and I thought, well, that's weird. Move along. I had to work that day, and when I came home from work, it was late at night, and my husband was out in the driveway, kind of with his hands in his head, and I thought, oh my God, what's going on? He looked defeated, okay? And to make a long story short, he went looking for the smell, and it was one of our cats. Had passed away in the basement while we were gone, and we didn't know it. So it was really something. I'm sure it was extremely hard for my husband because he had to clean it up, and by this time the cat was decomposing, and that's where the flies were coming from. That's another reason why I had a professional carpet cleaner come here today. We cleaned it, of course, with all of the special Clorox, the biohazard Clorox, and, cleaned everything up, and we buried the cat in the woods. But man, was that really something. That was just awful. Just awful. So that happened. And I'm sorry if that is disturbing for anybody. I know it's not easy to hear. It really, really, really is a bummer. So there's that. I'm going to go in, you guys, with this Trio Chrome shade called Vision. Feels slightly more... Ooh, see, it looks purple on the screen, but in real life, there's definitely more of a green tone to it. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and pop that on the lid. It's strange how different it looks in the camera to how it really looks in real life, but I will say this shade is gorgeous. You guys, I got the Natasha Denona Zendu eyeshadow palette in the BoxyCharm Luxe in my PR box this past month, and I have been using it literally every day. I am obsessed with that palette. It's just so easy to create an easy, beautiful, everyday type of look, and I have just been loving it. Now, if you're not new here on the channel, you may have heard me talk about this before, but my experience with Natasha Denona has been this. The very first time I tried anything, it was a BoxyCharm exclusive palette named the Ayana palette, and I did not like it. I did not like the way that the colors looked. I thought that the mattes were patchy. I didn't like it. So that was my first experience with the brand. So I thought, man, why is everybody so hyped up about this brand? Like, I couldn't get it. Then I ended up trying some other of her 5 pans. I got like the Mini Love and just some other of the smaller ones, some of them from Sephora and some of them from BoxyCharm. But then I got it. Like, I don't know what it was with that one palette, but I did not like that palette. I didn't think the quality was good. And I have heard that some of those BoxyCharm exclusive products are not made the same, and that's why they're not actually sold on the brand's website. I don't have any real proof of that's the case, but that's what I heard, and I kind of believe it. So anyhow, this is a very, very purple look. It's not done. We're going to do a brow highlight and inner corner and lash line. But I'm kind of wondering, like, I almost don't want to use yeah, I guess we'll use a shimmer under the brow bone. Kind of wanted to do, like, a matte there today. But there's not really a matte highlight in here. Let me see. Maybe I'll just grab something from... we'll just go ahead and keep with the palette. We'll use the shade Spontaneous right here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and kind of buff it under the brow bone. I want to keep it kind of localized here. I've been really enjoying, man, it's starting to get hot down here. It's heating up out there. It's been cooler the last couple days here, but it's like heating up today. I'm going to take that fluffy brush that I used in the beginning of the look, and I'm just going to kind of make sure that I don't have any excess product on it. I'm going to use it to kind of just blend the edges a little bit of where these colors are meeting. It's looking a little, I don't know what the word is, but I just was not liking the way that edge was looking. That's better. Okay. So we're going to do the inner corner and the lash line too. But before I do that, I like to have my concealer done. So I'm going to catch the other eye up and maybe get a fan going, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back, and so you wouldn't know this because it was like 2 seconds for you guys, but it's actually quite some time later. I was trying to finish the other eye, catch the other eye up, and then my daughter, my 2-year-old, woke up from her nap, and I had to go upstairs. Then the next thing you know, what, my 3-year-old was up, and I was like literally walking around with half of my makeup done. So I just finished up really quick because there was some errands that I needed to run when they woke up. But this is some time later, and this is, I wanted to at least come back and show you guys how it turned out. So I actually really love the way that the whole look turned out. So I want your guys' opinion. So I've kind of been thinking about, there's kind of different styles for these videos. Like, say we're doing Get Ready With Me and I do one eye. Do you guys like it better when I'm like, okay, let me catch the other eye up and I'll be right back. Then I go off camera, then I come back and it's done. Or would you rather it be where it's the style where like you can see everything that I'm doing, but it's just in a slightly fast forward mode where you can kind of still see what's going on, but you're not sitting there throughout the whole time where it's like super long, if you know what I mean? There's kind of like two styles that I see going on. I could do either or. I've always been the one to be like, and I'll be right back, and then I come back and it's done. But let me know what you guys prefer. Because sometimes I like to watch, like when I'm watching somebody, I like to, even if it's going fast, I like to see, you know, everything. So let me know in the comments down below. But I do want to talk about this palette. So I've watched a lot of reviews and it's been pretty mixed. Like, some people really love it, and some people felt like the color story was redundant. And I heard quite a few people say that they were thinking that it was going to be more cool toned. Again, I'm trying to be really careful in holding up the palette because this shade did pop out on me earlier, which that is a bummer, because outside of the shade Vision that I used today, that probably would have been my second favorite lid color for the shimmer of the lid out of the palette. But you know, it is what it is. Now, in terms of my opinion on it, I don't have a ton of her larger palettes. The only other larger palette that I have from her is the Zendo palette that I have literally been using every day since I got it. I do have some smaller 5 pans that I do really like as well, and here's my thought on it. I do not regret this purchase at all. This is something, especially in the fall and winter months, when I'm craving that rich plum tones that I will be reaching for. I feel like, if I'm going to keep it real, the Zendo palette, I will reach for more for like everyday looks. But then again, I did not even play with the neutrals in here. You could definitely go neutral with this palette as well. But there's just a shade in the Zendo palette that I really love for like everyday beautiful shimmery lid. So I feel like they will both have their purpose in my collection. Now, if you are somebody who has literally bought like all of her palettes to date, do I think that this is like a must-have addition? You probably would be able to create a lot of the same looks that you would be able to with this palette with a lot of her previous palettes, like if you had a ton of them, if you had all of them. I think that Vision shade is definitely worth it. It is stunning. And in fact, like I said, I had to go upstairs, and in natural light, I wish that there was a way for me to show you guys what this looked like in natural light rather than on the camera. It definitely has the plum undertone that you see on camera, but then all on the lid, it goes from like a plum to like a green, and you just don't, the camera just does not pick up the green shift very well. But it is definitely there, and it's really intense and really beautiful. The formulation on the palette was amazing. It is seamless in natural lighting, especially with the darker colors. You know, it does not look patchy in the least. It's really, really good. And I am happy that I purchased it. If you guys want to see a neutral look with this palette, let me know in the comments down below. I will definitely do that. But I've got a lot of things that are going to be coming up. I'm going to do, I got a order from Pat McGrath Labs and just a couple little things that I wanted to try out. We're going to try those out. And then I cannot wait for a very special package. I don't know when it's going to be here. It says that it is in shipping mode. There's a fly. That's not from what we talked about earlier. Now it's from... I had the carpet people in here and they had to leave my door open through my garage and leave my door open for their hoses to get in. So I swear to God, there's always a fly in my videos. It never fails. But anyhow, I'm so glad you took the time to hang out with me today. And yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. The only thing left for my kitchen before we do my kitchen reveal after the fire is the painting, which should be done this week. So I'm really excited for that. We've been home over a month and still not have, you know, it's still not done, but we're so close and I can't wait to show you guys. It is so beautiful and I'm so happy with the way that it turned out. But yeah, so lots of exciting stuff coming up here soon on the channel. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. I love you so much. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay beautiful. Bye.